What's happening, YouTube family? I got the Stouffer's meatloaf in there. Just started, so I keep this thing in the truck, but we ain't got it in the truck right now because I don't think my inverter is powerful enough to keep that thing from beeping. But while I'm home, and I'm home real quick, we can buy, or we could just put it on the power in the house and it'll cook much more thoroughly than it does in the truck without having to run the engine. So anyway, I haven't done a house video in a while, so I figured while I was standing here waiting on that food to cook, we could go ahead and have a small chit chat about the future plans for the crib. This is the furnace. They say it still works. I may get a technician in here to check it out to see if it's worth saving. I really would like to save it because these things cost about $2,000. But I don't know. A new one would be nice too, energy efficient, with the split function so that an AC device can be installed on it as well. No, make it airtight. We'll have to see. We're still working on the house. These will be covered here soon. That's what I came to really talk about. I hope the video shows up okay, but I'm not about to turn on a bunch of light. This is the window. Finally got it. Took a month. It's not the window that I wanted. I wanted one that actually opened, like a door. They didn't make it like that. I can imagine why. It is big. And they probably didn't have a mechanism big enough to open a window this big like that. Not efficiently, so it'll have to do. It took 30 days to get that. I'm not sending it back. And it'll go here, right there, lined up evenly with this one. So they'll both be these single pane or double pane with no, I forget what they call it, no style, no architecture in between, just straight glass. This one and that one. But I've been looking at this wall, trying to figure out how I'm gonna get that new sill plate in there, plus the anchor bolts, without this half of the house caving in on me. Now I got these shoring posts. There's one there on the floor, you can see it. The other one's sitting up right here. Sitting here pretty tight, goes up to the ceiling joist or ceiling rafters. The other one's over there. You can see it right there. But I don't think that's enough. I'm talking about this with you so you'll kind of understand my plan. Now these are 2x10 floor joists, and I'll probably need, I've got some jacks, and I'll probably need some 4x4s to lay underneath with a jack on each side. I'm gonna do half and half and jack those jacks up with that 4x4 under it, underneath those floor joists to lift them all evenly. I don't need much. I only need it to come up an inch, about an inch and a half, so that I can pull all that rotted wood from the previous sill plate. All that rotten shit there, I can pull that out and slide me in a treated 2x6. These are 2x4s, the old school ones. So I want to put some 2x6s in there that are treated, but it also has to be anchored down. So I'll need to remove this metal plate here when I lift these up. I'm gonna do half and half. Lift these up, remove the wood, remove the metal plate. I don't see many, and they should be, from what I read, about every 6 feet. So this is 24 feet, so I should have probably 4 of them. So I only found 1, but I haven't really gotten under there to really search. And there's one there, and I think I've seen another one, so there's probably 2 total. But in order to put those in, you also need concrete. So I have to mix concrete, pour it into the cylinder brick, the sill plate on, put the anchor in and put the sill plate on that. Now, because this is going to be time consuming to do it that way, what I intend to do is lift this up, mix me some concrete, remove that metal plate, remove that rotten wood, pour the concrete in, drill a hole through that metal, put the metal down, put the fresh wood in for the sill plate, drill a hole through that, lined up with the hole through the metal, and then stick the anchor in the wet cement, tighten the bolt down, let it dry. Let it dry after I set this shit back down. Set these floor joists back down on it, make sure everything is even, level with the foundation on the outside, lateral and horizontal, and it'll dry. It'll just dry after I've already set all of that down on there. That's what I intend to do. So 2 per side, 2 here, 2 over there. Here's the issue though. I can lift all of these. This one's a little rotted, so I was gonna replace it. It goes straight through to right there. It sits on that big ass central beam that goes from front to back of the house. Easy enough to repair. Just pull it out, put a new one in. No big deal, right? But there's 3 here. One, 2, 3. And the wood is definitely rotten on the edges of those. So, and this is a support structure, because those ceiling joists that go from here, they split right there, and then a second one continues on to the wall over there, and it does that all the way across, as you can see, just like that. So what's the plan? Well, what I'm gonna have to do is put a 2x6 beam straight across all the way to the edge. Nail, screw, a little bit of both. I'm gonna put one on this side and I'm gonna put one on that side. And once those are fastened to those, I will I only have 4 shoring posts. Those are 2 of them that you see sitting there. And that ain't enough. So what I'm thinking is I'll see that 2x6 sitting there. I'll take probably 2 2x6s, fasten them to this flooring joist here somehow, run them straight up, and fasten them into the 2x6 beam that I'm gonna stick under here as a support. So this will support the 2x6s here, which will support the ceiling joist. And then I'll do another one right there. All I can do is hope that the middle doesn't crack the 2x6 and it comes falling through. Maybe I'll use 2 per side, thicken it up some, make it stronger. Do the same over here and put it on this joist. That way I should be able to cut this entire wall out to at least about here. Cut it out, and then, and I suspect these 2x10s also, this one on the outside may go all the way down, I don't know. But the other 2 on the inside are just like that one you saw over there, probably, what is that, 12 feet? About 12 feet long. So I need to fasten 3 of them together before settling that back down on the sill plate. So I got to get this out of here because it's rotten. Now I could do some sister in action. I could cut the one and then, you know, but it seems like a lot. I just don't want to do all of that. So I just want to get rid of it and put fresh wood right there. Once I set that down, I immediately need to go to putting this back in so that I can remove my little temporary holds to keep the ceiling up in this section. So that is the plan. Also, I need to cut the power and remove and secure the power here and that plug over there. And these run underneath the house. That's just the way they did it when they built this house in the 40s. They ran the electrical underneath. I will have some lights underneath so that when you actually have to get under crawl space, you can flick a switch and it lights up. But it ain't gonna be a situation where we have wall plugs like you see here running from underneath. Those will actually run in, up, and across throughout the attic. I like them better that way. That's the way we're gonna do it. But once we get the wall done, and I was gonna do it in 3 sections, I think I'm gonna just do it in 2 since I can lift the floor in 2 sections. This half and this half. I'll do the whole wall here, up to here. Frame for the window. I'll do it in the driveway so that I can at least, have a flat surface. And then we'll have to carry it, me and someone else, and set it into place. I did this in the den. I built the wall with a single bottom plate and a single top plate. That's how I did it. And then I squoze in between what you have here. I squoze in the second top plate, and it worked out fine. I don't know if I can do it that way this time, but I'm gonna try. So essentially, when we pull all of this old sheathing off from the outside, those studs that go straight up, I'm gonna just take a Sawzall and evenly cut. So when we remove this wall and put the new one in, there should be a gap, and the gap should be just enough for the 2x4 to go in between. Now that's gonna take some serious measuring to make sure that there's no gap once I put the second top plate up in there. Because the last thing I wanna do is have a gap and then we start removing all of these shoring posts and that section up here comes down 1/4 of an inch or 1/2 inch. That's not gonna be good. So, and this wood is true 2x4. It's not 1.5 by 3 1/4 or whatever the shit comes down. It's truly 2x4. So I gotta make sure I get that right. I'm removing that window, so that's not even gonna be another window, because this will be the range will go here in the middle, cabinets on either side. Thinking about maybe a pantry right here, pantry cabinet, vent fan right here. One of those pot fillers right there. So the plumbing will actually have to come all the way through here and then connect over there, which is where the sink will go. Little cabinet sections, corner cabinet over here. And this little section here, building out the bathroom, we'll get onto that some other time. But the focus right now is this wall. Once this wall is up, and I probably will need to get some supports under here to make sure everything's level. Once this wall is up, which is easy, we're going straight over in that area there where you see those boxes and shit sitting. And I'm gonna make sure that the shit's level. And I'm gonna start laying the floor. And I'm gonna build the wall out here. And then I'm gonna start framing in the bathroom, which comes clear from in that room all the way to the other side of this iron pipe. Talk to a plumber and see if we can get some PVC in there instead of this iron, cast iron. Everybody I know that scraps is anxious to get a hold of that cast iron. So, yeah. And then I should be able to put flooring clear up to here, all the way over to this wall, as well as this entire living room, because there won't be much else to do. So that should go by pretty quickly. This wall is the key, though. This wall is the key to my success, and it has to go well. So yeah, the contractor that did this wall decided he didn't want to come back because I didn't want to sell him my trailer. He wanted to come back if I was going to sell him my trailer, but I decided to keep my trailer, so he decided he didn't want to come back. But what I noticed is that he laid the plywood down and then put the bottom plate and built the wall up on top of that. So I'll need to do the same thing. The old wall doesn't come like that. As you can see, this 1/4 inch plank, it butts up against the 2x4s. So the 2x4s are actually right on the floor joist. So we'll be doing the measurements to compensate for putting the plywood underneath. And what I'm going to do, instead of laying one big ass sheet of plywood under there before putting the wall, I may do that. I may just cut plywood the length and width of the 2x4 and smack it right up underneath and lay it down. That seems like a little bit labor intensive, but it may be necessary. We'll see. I haven't decided yet. Here's some of my wood. Doesn't look like it's showing up on camera, so we'll go ahead and head on in to the other room. This was the bathroom, as you can see. Some of the plumbing, the toilet, that all will be, the toilet will be pushed over to about there. The sink will basically stay in the same area, probably not out this far. We'll build a wall along these floor joists here. This is the door. It'll be a pocket door because I intend to put a shower, a very nice shower right here. And that shower should come out to about here. So I'm taking space from this room to widen the bathroom because in the 40s, bathrooms were not a priority and they made those things as small as closets, and we can't go back with that. So there'll be a wall that'll come off to about here and extend that way right up to this point. Pocket door. The wall will continue and cut behind this pipe, and toilet over here, sink here, shower there. You'll have a little bit of space. You won't get out the shower and bump your damn leg against the nasty ass toilet. So, and then I just make this like a little nook or something. I don't know, something very small. As you can see, we had a doorway there. We closed that off, put a new doorway here. Got some temporary steps, rebuilt this wall. And that's how I know that, I've got no experience, but I know I can do the wall because We've been doing pull-ups on this damn thing. Yes, we have. And it's pretty damn sturdy. I was able to use my little 22 nail machine to put those nails through the concrete. Sturdy as hell. I'm very happy, very lined up. I put the level on there so it's level. Got me a network cabinet. I don't have any of the goodies, just my internet and my surveillance. We even got it on the inside just to keep an eye on things. But I intend to run Ethernet cable throughout the house so that everybody is connected, everything is connected. I'm gonna build a media wall here. We had to resheave this, so it's resheaved. And pull out the rest of these nails from the old drywall. Level off some things, tighten some things up. It's kind of hard working on an old house. Pretty sure it's much easier working on a newer house, but one of the good things about it is it's already built, so, you know. And then after a certain amount of time, I'm gonna have to start figuring out what I'm gonna do with all of the extra shit that I have, because this is also like a storage. And I don't really have anywhere to put all of this stuff. I'll show you the trailer that the contractor wanted me to give him to do that last wall. Yeah. There it is. Let me turn the lights up. I got these lights online. You probably seen them. Maybe you haven't. Make the house look real damn good. Everybody out here thinks that, hey, those are nice. And I'm like, yeah, you can't see the trailer that well. They're dimmable. The lights are, so come with a remote. Brighten them up right there. It's typically how I keep them, but it's I think it's a 16 by 10. I don't know. It's a big motherfucker. Dual axle, brand new. It's got the ramp. It's got the door. You probably hear the APU on the truck back there. The truck out there in the shadows. The Monte Carlos under the tarp. So, I guess I'm giving you this video because I wanted to make a video about what it is I've been doing with my money as a truck driver, you know? I hear a lot of other videos and they talk about truck drivers don't have anything and they're in debt. And there's a lot of lease guys and they're doing this and I really feel bad for the guys that are in those lease programs. I was in one with Quality for 3 years. I mean, it was the biggest waste of 3 years I've ever had in my life. It's the worst thing I ever did. Sure, I was able to learn how to run a business, quote unquote, but the only thing I was really actually able to do was fix my credit well enough for me to go and buy that real truck. I was paying $3,600 a month, and when I went to get that Peterbilt out there, my payment was $1,789.93. $1,789.93 for 3 years. The same 3 years that I had just been spending $3,600 a month on an International that I could never own because it was like $200,000+. So sometimes I get a little bit down because I'm like, damn, I'm not where I want to be. But then my neighbor reminds me that His house is worth 167. His neighbor's house is worth something else, and then the guy on the corner's house is worth 230. And I'm like, okay, all right, so it's not a complete loss. I'm just not where I want to be, you know. But I'm gonna get there, and it's gonna be really, really nice when I do get there. Shit's gonna be still a small house. It's only 1,240 feet. 1,240 feet home. So, you know, when I said I'm putting that shower in that other room, that was a bedroom, but I mean, you gonna make this a 2-bedroom house with a den? I'd rather just make it a 1-bedroom house with a den, and you've got more functional space. It's never intended for kids to come and you to have 3 and 4 kids off in here any damn way. So this is like a single person or a senior's home, but not just like a bachelor home or a senior person's home, but it is not for big families. But it is going to be the nicest one on the block when I get done with it. And I'll feel real good about having a real asset, you know? Yeah, there'll be rent. I've already got someone in mind. I already got somebody in mind. And they're just patiently waiting for me to get it together. Thinking maybe, just maybe, I could take an equity loan out on this for about 40 grand and go and purchase another home much similar to this, maybe a little bit more turnkey, but I can go purchase a second home with that type of money. Their rent will pay off that loan. That 40 grand will be going down on my first time home buyer's down payment. Some of it will, and then some of it will be towards the upgrades I'm gonna do to that one. And then I'll just go and live in that one until it's paid up, and then we'll go for a third one. The goal is 5. I get 5 houses. I think that's good enough. I mean, I ain't trying to be the real estate mogul. I'm also interested in other things, but 5 houses should be a good retirement plan for me. And I've got all the equipment now and a lot more know-how on how to put these houses together and what to look for. So it should go well. I could take that 40 grand and also go to the Marion County, what do they call that auction, where they sell your house off for non-payment of taxes. I could do that. So we'll get another house. This one is my first one, so this one is the roughest one. Had a lot of water damage, had termites, the whole 9. I've gotten all the trees in the back cut down. There was one tree in the front, just recently got that cut down. Contractors, you know, are finicky. They want to fuck with you on their terms, and I was paying him, and all of this stuff was paid for, so I paid him well. But when it came to that last wall, he wanted to negotiate that trailer because he felt like I wasn't using it because I'm a truck driver and I don't have a truck to pull that trailer right now. And I told him I'd think about it. Well, he must have understood think about it as this was a for sure deal. But then I told him, listen, I got the money to get the wall done. You want to do the wall? And that's when he started trying to ghost me and shit. Did ghost me. He really wanted that trailer, but that trailer is brand new and it cost me 10 bands. So, and I've got a lot of lawn care equipment. I've got the Exmark 48-inch Metro walk behind, the Echo trimmers, chainsaw, a Craftsman push mower. So if I hook a truck up to it, hell, my little side hustle easily is now lawn care. And that's what I was doing before I got into trucking. I just didn't have that nice ass trailer. I had an open deck little motherfucker where you could see everything and shit. That one's much better. But anyway, I think I've held you guys long enough. So Yeah, I'll try to give some footage of this wall. As you can see, termites and water damage put them damn holes in there. Got some Tyvek on there right now. But yeah, it was bad. And I also need to get Terminex out here to go and treat the yard, because they were in the trees and the trees are now gone. But every now and again I see one of them black ants walking around in here, and I'm like, yeah, I have to get Terminex and hook up the crawl space and the outdoors. Make sure we get rid of them completely. Oh, that crawl space too. I'm gonna have to put a vapor barrier down there. I'm gonna even I painted the exterior with block filler all around the house, but I think I'm gonna do the inside too. Now it's raining today and I don't see any moisture coming through, but I mean, me spending $119 on 5 gallons of block filler and getting down there and just painting on that ain't gonna hurt. So I might as well do that, get the vapor barrier, roll that out under there, put me a couple lights under there and an outlet in case I ever need to use something with power down there, and crawl space will be done. Got to put insulation under the floor. I read somewhere that was a good idea, so it's going to be expensive because the thing is like, for a roll of insulation, imagine this section here, it's like $15, and you have to do each and every single little section, $15 throughout the entire house underneath, and that's just underneath there. You also got $15 per little section for every little section here, 15, and all of that and all of these. Insulation is very expensive, and it's funny because I moved truckloads of it down to Texas, and it has crossed my mind to take a load of Pink Panther and just disappear that shit right here. But nah, I'm not that kind of guy, but you know, it does cross my mind. Anyway, like I said, I think I've held you long enough. I'm gonna go ahead and let you go, and talk to you soon.